Welcome back to the City Talk Daily. Manchester City discover Champions League opponents as Kevin De Bruyne reunion awaits. Man City ignited. Kevin De Bruyne's fire, and it could come back to haunt them. Champions League draw sets up emotional showdown at the Etihad. Manchester City may have unintentionally lit a fire under one of their own legends. Kevin De Bruyne, known for keeping his emotions in check, is reportedly furious with how things unfolded behind the scenes. And now, fate has dealt a dramatic twist. Following Thursday's Champions League draw, City will face a familiar face in an emotional reunion at the Etihad. De Bruyne, with a point to prove, will return. But this time, potentially as the man who could end their European dream. Manchester City will play Real Madrid in the Champions League for the 5th successive season after the two clubs were drawn to play each other in the league phase. The match will be played at the Bernabeu and won't feature an Etihad return as one of 8 fixtures for City in the league phase as they attempt to qualify for the knockouts. It is the 6th time in 7 seasons the two clubs will have met in the Champions League, but the first at such an early stage of the competition. Last season's clash came in the newly introduced playoff round after both clubs failed to finish in the top 8 in the 36-team league phase. Real won home and away to knock Pep Guardiola's side. The Blues will also face Borussia Dortmund at the Etihad in the league phase, and there will also be a reunion with Kevin De Bruyne, who will return to the Etihad with Napoli after his move on a free transfer this summer. Galatasaray are also visitors to the Etihad, which adds another layer of intrigue to talks between the two parties, with the Turkish giants trying to sign Ederson, while they also hold an interest in Manuel Akanji and İlkay Gundogan. City will also face Bayer Leverkusen at the Etihad, with trips to Villarreal, Monaco and to the Arctic Circle to face Bodo Glimt, who have ended Norway's long wait for a Champions League qualifier. City executives, including Director of Football Hugo Viana, attended the draw in Monaco, with the new format being used for the second season. Each club will play 8 fixtures as part of a 36-team league, with the top 8 qualifying automatically for the last 16 and 9th to 24th going into a playoff round. The bottom 8 will exit at the league phase. City stumbled into the playoff round a year ago as part of their mid-season slump and came up against Real Madrid at that stage, losing at the Etihad and the Bernabeu to compound a disappointing season. That ended a run of 7 successive seasons of at least reaching the quarter-finals, and as the Blues begin a 15th successive Champions League campaign, Guardiola will be determined to have them challenging for glory again. De Bruyne completes Napoli move after Man City exit. In moving to Italy on a free transfer, De Bruyne rejected an offer from Major League Soccer club Chicago Fire, and the switch means he can play in the Champions League next season. De Bruyne notably helped City to win 6 Premier League titles, 5 League Cups and 2 FA Cups, plus their first Champions League title in 2023, completing the treble as Pep Guardiola's team became only the 2nd English side ever to achieve the feat. His departure from City was announced before the end of the season, and De Bruyne bid an emotional farewell at Etihad Stadium following his final home league match against Bournemouth in May. He also briefly appeared at Fulham in City's final game of the domestic season. It's been unbelievable to have the 10 years that I had with everything that happened here. It's been an unbelievable ride and an absolute pleasure, De Bruyne said of his City exit. It was a joy working really hard to try and help create something that brought the club the success we enjoyed. I'm super proud to have played a part in that. Manchester has been my home and my family's home for these past 10 years. City have moved quickly to fill the creative gap left by De Bruyne, signing midfielders Tijani Reinders from AC Milan and Ryan Cherki from Lyon. Kevin De Bruyne is heading back to the Etihad, but this time, he's not wearing sky blue. A Champions League reunion full of emotion and unfinished business. The King returns to Manchester, but now he stands on the other side. De Bruyne faces City at the Etihad in a Champions League clash filled with history and heart. 9th of 2, 29th of August 2025. Kevin De Bruyne has won the UEFA Champions League once, with Manchester City in the 2022-23 season. Champions League title, season 2022-2023. Club, Manchester City final, Manchester City 1-0. Inter Milan, June 10th, 2023. 9:03, 29 Augustus 2025. De Bruyne started the final, but had to be substituted in the first half due to injury. That win completed a historic treble for City: Premier League, FA Cup, and Champions League. Napoli's classic build-up DNA: possession, movement, and numerical control. A. Foundations from Sarri's era: the liquid football identity. When Maurizio Sarri led Napoli, 2015 to 2018, their build-up was defined by meticulous ball retention, compactness, and dynamic off-the-ball movement, known as Sarri ball. It featured quick short passes, positional interchanges, deep pressing, and intricate play through the lines. Statistical hallmarks: Napoli averaged 4.5 passes per sequence, third highest in Europe, and achieved the greatest forward progression per sequence, about 18.4 meters. B. Spalletti's evolution: fluidity meets verticality. Under Spalletti, Napoli's build-up centered on a flexible 2-3-2-3 or 2-4-4 structure from the back, with fullbacks providing width and midfielders dropping to create passing options. They exploited numerical overloads and third-man movements to unlock pressing defenses. Victor Osimhen's presence added a strategic paradox: catch-22. Defenders hesitated one way or the other, leaving spaces for Napoli's midfield to exploit. Spalletti also emphasized vertical, incisive passing, often switching play to exploit half spaces and align midfielders and attackers in coherent attacking triangles. 10:07, 29th of August 2025. Antonio Conte brought a more physically robust and structured approach to Napoli's build-up. From low build-up scenarios, Napoli often play in a 1-4-2-4 formation. Wingers tuck inside to overload midfield, while strikers like McTominay and Lukaku use their strength to receive and hold long balls and to connect play forward. In high build-up phases, they shift toward 1-4-2-2-2 or even 1-3-2-5, creating midfield overloads and attack-focused formations. Conte's teams rotate dynamically, frequently dropping a holding midfielder between centre-backs to form a back three and maintain control. 10:09, 29th of August 2025. Napoli's rotating build-up, stringing together McTominay's physicality, De Bruyne's craft, and forward rotation, creates unpredictability and breaks press structures more efficiently. In Conte's system, De Bruyne enriches positional rotations. He can drop to receive, drift inside, or initiate forward transitions, all facilitating Napoli's flexible build-up and central overload strategies. Situation: Napoli's tactical approach, De Bruyne's contribution, low pressure 1-4-2-4 with strikers holding possession. Drops to create overloads orchestrates tempo. High pressure 1-4-2-2-2 or 1-3-2-5, midfield congestion, links passes, rotates intelligently, position fluidity, rotating attacks with midfielders and strikers, supports third-man combinations, creative outlet central overload short passing triangles, vertical progression exploits half space, vision to break line. Napoli's build-up has roots in Sarri's possession-based fluidity, matured under Spalletti's flexible vertical play, and become more structured and robust with Conte. De Bruyne infuses Napoli with added tactical nuance, creative fluidity, and positional unpredictability. His synergy with McTominay, ability to rotate roles, and precision in high-value passing deepens Napoli's built-up squad. They maintain physical dominance and structural coherence while gaining a higher-level playmaker to dissect defenses. Thanks.